Welcome to Sotantra education. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the concept of interface. So in the previous lecture, we are discussing about inheritance. So we have different types of inheritance. So let us first discuss about the types of inheritance. So assume we have one class A and assume we have another class B, and we can say B is derived from class A. So you can observe the arrow mark is like this. That means B can access the members of A. That's why we are given the arrow mark towards B. And this type of inheritance is called as single inheritance. Now we can consider another type of inheritance, that is A is a class and B is derived from another B is derived from A, and another class C that is derived from B. So here you can say this type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance. So here you can add also another type like D is derived from C, like you can add. Now we have another type of inheritance, that is hierarchical inheritance. So that is, consider A is a class and B is derived from A, and also C is derived from A, like this. So this type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. So both B and C are derived from class A. So consider another type of inheritance. If you consider we have one class A, another class B, and another class C. Now we want to derive C from both the class A and B, where A and B are not related. So we can say this type of inheritance is multiple inheritance. So here you can observe the single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. So here for each derived class there is only one parent class. So here B is a derived class, and for B there is only one parent class A. So here C is a derived class, and for C there is only one parent class B. And B is a derived class, and for B the parent class is A. Similarly here for B the parent class is A, for C the parent class is A. But in multiple inheritance, for class C we have two parent class, one is A, another one is B. Or multi-level inheritance and hierarchical inheritance are related to single inheritance. But here multiple inheritance is different. So as in this multiple inheritance, for each class there are two parent class or more than one parent class, and this type of inheritance is not supported by Java. So Java does not support this multiple inheritance. But in some scenarios we need to inherit the properties of two different classes for creating another class. So in that scenario, Java does have a feature that can be used to accomplish many of the same goals as multiple inheritance, and that feature is called as interface. So using interface we can achieve some of the goals of multiple inheritance. So now we are going to discuss about interface. So what is an interface? So interface is similar to abstract class, and here we will write interface and the interface name, suppose animal, and here inside this interface we are just going to provide the header of the method, or we can say the signature of the method. So like void make sound. We are not going to define the body of the method in the interface. Now the class that implements this interface is going to define the method that is in the interface animal. Suppose consider we have a class, so assume the class name is cat. Suppose we have a class cat that is going to implement this interface animal. Now this cat is going to define the make sound method, because this cat is going to implement this interface. So here we will write the body of the make sound method, or we are going to define the make sound method like this: void make sound. Then we can write some statement, suppose print mew, like this you can write. Now we can create the object of this cat class, and we can call this make sound method. So we'll see the implementation of this one. Now consider we have one interface, and the name of the interface is animal, like we have discussed, and we are creating one method here. So assume the method name is make sound, and just we are going to provide the signature. That's why we are writing void make sound and semicolon. So we are not defining the method here, or we are not writing the body of the method here. Then let us consider we have one class. So class, suppose cat, then this cat class is going to implement this interface. So you can write this class cat implements animal, and here in the animal class we are going to define the make sound method. In addition to this make sound method definition, we can add also other members in the class, but for simplicity now we are only defining the make sound method here. We can also add other members, that is no issue. Okay, so simply we can just write system dot out dot println. Then we can write, suppose cat sounds mew, cat sounds mew. Okay, now we can write another class test, that is the driver class, you can say. That means we are going to write the body of the main method here. So here we can write public static void main, and here we can write string array args. Okay, so now we are going to create one object of class cat. So we can write cat c equal to new cat. Please note that we cannot instantiate the interface. That means we cannot create the objects of the interface. So we'll see the examples later. Now we can call the makeSound method using the object C. So now let us check how the program works. So it is going to throw an error. So let us check whether it is working or throwing the error. So here it is going to throw the error. That means attempting to assign weaker access privilege was public. So that means if we do not write anything in the makeSound method, so the access specifier is by default it is public. So if you write public it is okay, then if you do not write then it is by default public. And here in the cat class we are not giving any access specifier or access modifier. That's why the default one is default. So if you do not write, so it is by default. So in a class the default access modifier is default, and in an interface the default access modifier is public. So here you can observe this one is public and this one is default. So we are downgrading the access modifier, so that is not allowed. So for that we need to write here public. While we implement one interface, the methods of the interface should be public, otherwise it is going to throw an error because we cannot downgrade. So by default it is public, and here that's why you need to write here public. Okay, so now let us check. Okay, so it is working, successfully compiled. Now check cat sounds mew. If we run this one, it is going to display cat sounds mew. Okay, now suppose we have another interface. Suppose vehicle, the interface name is vehicle, and here in the vehicle interface we have one method, that is suppose run, and we are just providing the header of the method, that is void run. Now suppose we want to implement this vehicle interface in the cat, so simply we can write animal comma vehicle. So animal comma vehicle. So in the interface we can implement two interface in a single class, but we cannot extend two classes in a single class. But here using interface we can implement multiple interfaces in a single class. So here we can write public, suppose void, then run. Okay, so now here we can write system.out.println. So we are writing a simple statement for the explanation. You can make the body of the method in other ways. So we can write cat can run 100 meters. Suppose a simple statement we are writing. Now here we can write c dot run. So let us check how this works. Okay, java c test.java. error interface vehicle curly braces expected. Okay, so by mistake I have given a parenthesis here, so that is not required. Now check. Successfully compiled. Then here you can see the output. Cat sounds mew. Cat can run 100 meters. So here you can observe where implementing two interfaces, animal and vehicle, in a single class cat. Similarly, if we have another class, then in the cat class also we can extend this one. Suppose we have a class, assume shape, and the class shape has one method. Suppose the method is void display, and as it is a class, we need to define the body here. So we can write system dot out dot println. So here we can write inside class shape, inside class shape. Okay, so here we can write class cat extends shape, then implements animal vehicle like this. Cat is a subclass of the shape class, and it is implementing animal interface and also vehicle interface. So simply we can write c dot shape. So let us see display. C dot shape is not there, it is c dot display. Okay, so now the cat sounds mew. Cat can run 100 meter inside class shape. So inside class shape, this c dot display is going to print inside class shape. So here you can observe a single class cat is a subclass of the shape class, and it implements the interface animal and vehicle. So in this way we can achieve some properties of multiple inheritance. Okay, so now here you can observe. So let us remove this class shape. Okay, so here you can observe C is a type cat. C is of type cat. Now we can use the interface as a reference also. Animal C equal to new cat, and we can write, so this one you can remove, C dot make sound, then C dot run we can write, no issues. Okay, now we are writing animal C equal to new cat. That means animal is a interface here, and we can say we can use the interface as a type, and this interface type can be used to refer to the objects of the class that implements the interface. So we are writing animal C equal to new cat and C dot make sound, C dot run. So now let us check how it works. Cannot find run symbol. Okay, in the animal class no run method is there, that's why it is showing the error, as the reference type is here animal. So it is showing error because run method is not defined in not given in the animal class. Now it is going to work properly. Okay, so no issues. So here you can see Java test. So it is showing cat sounds mew. That means we can use the interface as a type also. Now we can observe if we want to take some. So just remove this interface cycle here. Okay, now we have discussed that we can keep methods here. Now if we want to keep the variables here, then what is going to happen? Suppose the animal is here and we want to keep one value maximum age, and suppose maximum age is 100 and it is of type int. So just give int. So int maximum age. Now if we want to print here the value of maximum age, then what is going to happen? Let us check. So here system dot out dot println maximum age. So now let us check how it works. Cannot find symbol maximum age. Okay, so maximum age is not a member of the class test, that's why it is showing error. So you can write here c dot maximum age, or you can write animal dot maximum age. So animal dot maximum age. So first let us try for c dot maximum age. So let us see whether it is working or not. Successfully compiled. Then just write Java test. It is printing cat sounds mew and 100 is for maximum age. Now you can, instead of c, we can just write here animal dot max age. So where animal is the name of the interface. Okay, so now compile. Okay, no issues. So it is showing cat sounds mew and 100. So here previously we are using c, that means c is an object, and using that object we are assessing this max age. Now from the class name, from the interface name, we are assessing this variable and we are getting the output also. That's why this variable is a static one. And by default it is static, because the static variables we can assess from the class name, and the instance variables we cannot assess from the class name, because the instance variables are not class variables, but static variables are class variable. So the variables in the interface are by default public, static and final. Final means these are treated as constants. So by default it is public, static, final. If you want, you can write this one. If you omit this one, it is going to take public, static, final as default SS modifier. And we know that the final variables are called as constants. So the general convention is that the constants are written using capital letters. That's why we are writing max age. So we have discussed that the default SS modifier for methods in an interface is public, and the default SS modifier for a variable in interface is public static final. That means the variables are treated as constants. We have just discussed that the interface allows to write the header of a method, or we can say the signature of a method, but if we want we can write the body of a method also here in the interface, and we can just write here. We are writing a simple statement, that is animal sound. Okay, and here we are overriding the make sound method in the cat class. So animal c equal to new cat c dot make sound. Okay, just remove this statement. Now it is going to print animal sound, and if we run this program we will see what is going to happen. So now let us consider another class dog that implements animal. So here you can observe we are just writing another method, suppose void run, and here we can write system.out.println dog can run. Okay, so here you can observe dog can run. Now so just make comment this one now, so we'll come to this later. Okay, so you can just remove this one, so it is no longer required. We have already discussed this concept. So public void run, it is there one additional method. Okay, so here you can observe we have written the body of the make sound method in the interface animal. Now check whether it is going to throw an error or it is going to work properly, and here we are overriding the make sound method in the cat class. So you can just remove this extends shape because it is no longer required. We have already removed the shape class. Okay, now let us compile and check whether it is working or it is throwing an error. So it is throwing an error. Interface abstract methods cannot have body. So in the interface we need to write the abstract methods, and it cannot allow to write the body of the method. That is the error coming. Now Java 8 onwards the developers have made some changes, and we can write the body of the default methods inside the interface or inside an interface. So here if we write a default public void make sound, then we can write the body here. That means the body of the default methods are allowed in the interface, or we can say we can define the default methods in the interface. Now if we want we can override this one, or we can use the default methods directly. So now let us check whether it is working properly or not. So it is working properly, no error. Now simply we can write Java test. So cat sounds mew, it is showing. Now create another class dog, class dog, and here in the dog class, suppose we are writing one method, and this dog also implements the animal class. Okay, so here you can see that dog can run, suppose simply we are writing. Okay, now here we can write C is a reference of type in animal interface, so we can write C equal to new dog, and if we write here C dot run, it is going to display dog can run. Now if we write C dot make sound, then it should display the animal sound, because we are not overriding the make sound method in the dog class. So let us check how it works. Class dog implements animal, so implements, so there is a spelling mistake. Okay, now let us check. Variable C cannot find symbol C. Okay, so it is going to throw an error because the run method is not defined in the animal class, in the animal interface. That's why it is going to throw an error. So now let us check whether it is working properly or not. So cat sounds mew and animal sound. Now if we create a reference type of dog, then it is going to d dot run. Okay, so dog can run, it is showing. So previously when we write C equal to new dog, and if you write C dot run, it was showing an error because run method was not there in the animal, so the reference type animal cannot help to execute the run method. So this is all about interface. So using the interface, we can achieve some properties of multiple inheritance, and we have also discussed the default SS modifier of methods are public, and the default SS modifier of other variables are public static final, and that's why these variables are treated as constants. And we have also discussed about the interface as types. We can treat one interface as a type, and that can be used to refer to the objects of the classes that implements the interface. And we have also discussed about the default methods, and from Java 8 onwards we can write the body of the default methods in an interface. So we have discussed these concepts, and this is all about the interface. I hope this is clear to everyone.